Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. First of all, before I get into any rumours, let's talk about the game yesterday. Great performance by Arsenal in the first half. They're absolutely unreal. You know what I mean? It was old Arsenal returning. Granit Xhaka, one of our signings. Let's not forget that we've made this summer looked $1 million out there. He really played well. Excellent performance by him. This is a guy that's looking like he can become a star at Arsenal. He completely controlled the game. Mesut Ozil's goal was absolutely brilliant. Alexis played way better. It was just much more encouraging. I know it's only Watford. You can't get carried away, but you've got to beat what's put in front of you. You can see that there's no easy games. You can see how Manchester United struggled to get a win over Hull City yesterday away, so it's not going to be easy. But fantastic win for Arsenal and really encouraging going forward. And after the game, Arsene Wenger confirming the signings of Shedrin Mustafi and also Lucas Perez, and an all-round generally positive day. Really good result. Signings. You think to yourself, why didn't you do that on the first day of the season? Can you imagine, you know, look how different it was. You know, look at the team that was playing yesterday. Look at the team that played on the first day, literally half the team missing. But yesterday was really encouraging. And don't forget the other signing, Rob Holding as well, looking very impressive. I mean, we're bringing in Mustafi at the moment. You know what I mean? Is this guy Holding, you know what I mean? Does he deserve to be taken out of the team at the moment? He's been playing so well. So really encouraging. We go into the international break now, and at least it looks like we've, you know, made some good signings. As I said, Arsene Wenger in his press conference after the game confirming the signings. These are his quotes. He said, "We've brought two players in, Mustafi and Lucas Perez. They both had medicals, but we need to complete the paperwork." He also went on to say, "We have a good little break now and we can help them to join the squad. Lucas Perez is not in the Spanish national team, so can go straight away. But for Mustafi, we will have to wait until the break because he goes with Germany." And that is excellent that, you know, that these guys have come in at last. And he went on, was asked about if he's going to be signing any more players. He said, "I don't think so." He said, "First of all, we have a very big squad and we spent a lot of money as well, nearly £100 million, as I said yesterday. We've had to work very hard to get these two signings done. I expected it to last until Tuesday, but fortunately it unlocked very quickly on Friday. We don't have any plans for anyone else," is what Arsene Wenger says. No plans to bring in anybody else. However, that has not stopped a lot of the media outlets today from still linking a whole host of players. A lot of them seem to be going with the story that they feel that Arsene Wenger could still bring in one more player if that big player is still out there. The madness, as we've been told all summer by some of the ITKs. Who could that one other player be that Arsenal would consider bringing in? And Arsene Wenger's not been against this before in the past, that we saw with the Mesut Ozil thing. If a big name emerges on the last day or the day before, that it's like you think to yourself, "Oh, there's no way we can turn that down. There's an offer of that. Let's move." Who could that player be? Now, the outlets are suggesting today that one of those could be Antoine Griezmann. Now, the rumours have been that Arsenal and Arsene Wenger in particular spoke personally to Antoine Griezmann, trying to find out if he was prepared to leave Atletico Madrid, who, by the way, have not got off to a great start so far. They've drawn their first two games in La Liga, against both of them against oppositions that they would have expected to win very easily. So they've only got 2 points from their first two games. He spoke to Griezmann, and Griezmann told him that he didn't want to leave Spain. He wanted to stay in Spain. So that is why, in the end, Arsenal didn't go back and try and make a bid for him. There was also rumours before that, you know, they were hoping that Atletico would re-sign Diego Costa so they could go back in for Griezmann. Of course, his release clause now would be £85 million. For me, I think this one is totally out of the question. Maybe in future transfer windows, they may go back and look at a player like Griezmann, although again, that fee is very, very expensive. But for now, I feel it's totally dead, the Griezmann thing. But some of the outlets seem to think that, you know, if there was a sniff before the end of the window, Arsenal may move. The other one is James Rodriguez. I spoke about it yesterday. Real Madrid really want to offload this player. He's been at Real Madrid. It's not worked out for him. He's been a very expensive signing that they signed him after the World Cup. It's not worked out for him at all. And he's been linked with a whole host of clubs. He really wants to stay at Real Madrid, but a whole host of clubs he's been linked with, including us and Chelsea. The fee is said to be about, they'd want about 60 to 65 million pound to take him off of their books. Now, again, I just can't see Arsenal buying James Rodriguez. We don't need James Rodriguez. For me, you saw yesterday, Mesut Ozil, you look at that midfield, we're stacked in that midfield area, and I just don't know where would he play. And then you've got to remember, there's even guys like, we could bring in like Serge Gnabry, who's just, you know, was the player of the tournament in the Olympics, played really well, looks like he's back to great form. He may probably go on loan, but we've, you know, Joel Campbell went out. We've just got so many players in that area. So I really don't see that happening, but again, still being linked with Arsenal. And then this final one that's being linked with Arsenal is very interesting as well. Daniel Sturridge of Liverpool. Again, another guy, striker. Would make sense if he became available, I suppose. It would all depend on the price. He was benched by Liverpool yesterday up until the 88th minute of the game. And it looks at Liverpool like Origi and Firmino ahead of him. You know, Klopp's come out with comments before about him. And he really seems to be a player at the moment that's really struggling to sort of get a first team place at Liverpool. He doesn't seem to be a player that Klopp is overly enthusiastic about, and there's something there not quite right. It seems like the vibes ain't 100% right there. Could Arsenal, if he became available, say in the last couple of days of the window, move for a player like Sturridge? He is a striker, he's a goal scorer. We bought Lucas Perez, but as you saw with Manchester United yesterday, it's no harm in having quite a few strikers. I mean, you know, they got Zlatan, they got Rooney, they got Martial. They were able to bring Rashford off the bench to get them that last-minute winner. It is good to have many strikers, and of course, we know that Danny Welbeck is out. All right, they say he's progressing well and could be back by, say, December, January time, but then he's still going to have that rehabilitation time when he's going to have to get himself back into shape. May not be back playing properly for Arsenal until at least, say, the end of February, March of next year. And I mean, remember, the season finishes in May. So if Daniel Sturridge came up for a reasonable, well, it's never going to be reasonable for strikers, but say he came up for like a 40 million, that, you know, would that be the sort of player that maybe Arsenal just say, you know what, let's go in for him? We know about his injury record as well. That is also the one thing that can put you off him. But there's no doubt about the guy is that he's a good striker, prolific striker, but something don't seem right with him at Liverpool. Could that be the type of guy that maybe Arsenal at the last minute could move for? Some outlets suggesting that today. You never know. But for all intents and purposes, it seems like Arsene Wenger is saying my business is done. But if something, you know, an offer you can't refuse came up, could a player like Sturridge fit the bill? Let's get into some of your comments. Snaggies says, about some of the comments at the end of the video, he said, give the lads a effing chance. He says, Perez achieved what Giroud did, but in a worse team. Mustafi was a captain of one of the biggest clubs in Spain, not named Barca or Real Madrid. These are excellent players that do improve our team. It's not the signing I wanted. I'm sorry, but a scout's job isn't to find players to please me. And now they have potentially made a few great deals here, so give these lads a chance. And you got to say the guy's spot on. We've got to give these these guys a chance, as with any signing. But so far, if you're looking at the signings that Arsene Wenger has made so far in this window, Granit Xhaka looks so far like that's going to be a good signing, and Rob Holding at the moment for £2.5 million just in a couple of games he's played. I've been so impressed with this guy. Even when he was in pre-season, he just looks like he's 20, this guy, you know, and he's looking like a proper defender. I mean, I know he's still yet to come up against, you know, Champions League teams, or come up against, like, you know, he's come up against Liverpool, but come up against some of the real top teams. But so far, for a guy that's just come in, you can say that this guy is going to be a future Arsenal player, definitely. £2.5 million. When you see John Stones going for 40 odd million, Rob Holding at the moment is looking like a brilliant piece of business. And I think somebody said it yesterday in the interviews, it's not always about the mega 40 odd million pound fee like John Stones. It's about ability, and this guy is looking really, really good. Frank Champion says, thank you, Wenger, for buying 3 players, Mustafi, Pires, Xhaka, plus Holding. He says, it took a long time and some injuries to get it done, but you got it done. So he's pleased with the business that Arsene Wenger's done. And Clinton says, nice to hear some positive Arsenal-related news for a change. Here, Clinton, I agree with you 100%. So, you know what, I'm going to do a poll on it. What do you guys think? Do you think we've done enough? Do you think we need another signing? Yes or no, that's the poll today. Do you think Arsenal need to make another signing, or are you content and happy with what we've got? Basically, we've got a striker, we've got a defender, we've got a midfielder. 2 defenders. So are you happy with the business that Arsenal have done? Leave it in the poll, and also leave it in the comments below, and suggest to me who you still think Arsenal should go out there and get, that who is available that Arsenal should still go out there and get for you, that would then make us into what you'd be just like, this is the complete team for me. Don't forget to check out all of our videos from yesterday's game at Watford. We were away there, of course. International break. We'll be at the Legends game next week, of course. Thanks for watching the show, and we'll be back around about the same time tomorrow.